Man, most definitely, man. Sounds of 80 minutes, something called UFO right here on the Global Network. 99.5 JWise is all about, yes, the Bahamian classics every single Saturday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. right here on the Global Network. 99.5. Of course, man, tonight, like I told you yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, I got a special guest in the studio, and it's all about the Bahamian class. You know, I got to bring in, and of course, a little later on, we're going to give you a little bit of history, but for right now, I have in the studio, live in the studio with me right now, I got Mr. Stephen Colbrook. Mr. Colbrook, how you doing this evening?
I am great. Thank you very much.
That's good. I'm glad that you're in. And I'm trying to get you in for a while. Mr. Colbrook, very glad you finally in the studio.
Absolutely.
So how's everything this evening?
Everything is great, sir. And I'm glad you invited me over to the Bahamian public on this topic, the great Bahamian music class.
Yes, there's nothing better than Bahamian. What do you call it? Sweet old Bahamian music.
Yeah, you know, the thing about
Bahamian music, we don't even know. We call it rake and scrape, we call it gumbe, we call it junkanoo, and we're so working.
But actually, before I let you introduce yourself to the audience, now I hear people say Bahamian music, rake and scrape, and gumbe. Is there a difference between the three?
You know, I prescribe to the fact that as long as a Bahamian did it, it is Bahamian music.
Okay.
Because we are versed in rock and roll, jazz, classicals even. You know, we're versed in all of those things. But Bahamian music is a Bahamian interpretation.
Because I know a lot of times too, when they go and do parties, people say, okay, we want calypso. So it's like you define calypso, and they say, no, make calypso Bahamian music. So I just want to make sure you've been around doing music for years.
Yeah, so, I was a DJ myself. I am a DJ. Matter of fact, I did DJ last night at the church.
Okay.
But the thing about it is, people want to hear a variety of music that they try to describe. They don't know the terminology for it. And Bahamian music can be Trinidadian, it can be Jamaican, it can be anything. That's how diverse we are as a musical perception. But the Bahamian music, to me, if you ask me to play a Bahamian music, I'm thinking Ronnie Butler, I'm thinking KB, I'm thinking Irish Store,
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now we got to somehow calculate that into one perspective that we can say this like the country music, like country, like pure rock and roll they call it, funk and soul, you name it. The Bahamian has to come up. The Bahamas has to come up with a name, a title that this is our music. Today we haven't reached that.
Yes. But Mr. Colbert, I want you to actually briefly introduce yourself to the audience. This is let's give a brief intro. We will just break the ice and let them know who is Stephen Colbert.
Stephen Goldberg was a little boy who grew up on the Beatles music back in the 60s. I was very impressed with these guys. And to this day, at 71 years old, I just realized that the Beatles music was not just four little guys playing music. It was a business.
Yes.
And that's what us black people didn't understand. It was a business. Organizations and industries were behind those guys, making them to be to this very day what they are today. Now, so I got on that bandwagon right here in this area, as a matter of fact. And we played at, I was 17 years old. I'm playing at on Paradise Island. And I was with an individual, I call him a star. As a matter of fact, he was Johnny Kemp's oldest brother. His name was Perry Kemp. Mm-hmm. And, just to give you an indication of where I'm coming from. And I was working there, and a situation brought me to a place called the Blue Nightclub. That's where, I forget the name of it, King Eric. His situation there right now, but that's not the point. The point is that here I am walking through a situation where King Eric at the time was the biggest. I'll call names for you that you will. I'll call names that nobody remembers, unfortunately. But these were the great guys I came up. Now I'm a little 18, 17-year-old boy, and then everything just went south in Nassau, and everyone had to go to Freeport. For Freeport, I stayed there, count them now, for 36 years. And then I spent four years in Abaco, so totally making it 40 years, I was out of Nassau. And I always remind myself sort of like Moses. I was out for 40 years, yes. And I'm back here in 2013 after leaving at 1973 independence, and I'm showing back up, and I find Nassau to be a place I do not recognize.
Wow.
I am sorry to say. Completely.
Alrighty, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna play a song, and then of course we have a story to tell that most people they don't know. So ladies and gentlemen, just sit back. It's gonna be a very interesting show up until about 10 p.m. this evening. Of course, live show. I got my good friend, Mr. Stephen Colbert. Yeah, so we're gonna take a break, play a song, and after the song, we'll come back, and of course we'll actually, Mr. Colbert, we'll talk a little bit on this song afterwards. You'll give me a little bit of history on it.
Yes.
Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, right now it's all about the Global Network Bahamian Weekend Blast on a Saturday night, and of course 9 to 10. It's all about the Bahamian class. So sit back and relax. It's going to be a great show. Of course, you can call in and talk to Mr. Stephen Colbert, 326-0272, 326-0272. And, get into the conversation. It's all about Bahamian music and the Bahamian classics. So, of course, sit back, relax, and enjoy.
I didn't spend all this money on you in college. Bring back when Dr. QC or something. Make me and you my pride. The Bahamas is a very classist society. This inferior complex comes from slavery. When you think somebody better, because prestige they have won. People doing anything for a name, you can't find one righteous one. It's a sign of what we do just to be recognized. When you get old, they dig a hole, you kiss this thing goodbye. When I think about sweet Arthur Berkeley, all my friends who are gone, Haji, Brendan, Dry Bread, and Felton, and I still go on. Then you can keep your titles and power, oh, keep your family name. You see the great equalizer, the great one, is my fortune and fame. Wait a minute, get up, the boss coming. Brown nose for your promotion. So much kissing up going on around here. You travel around with Jergens lotion. Nobody care about talent. They just want the ones they can control. Not the ones who speak up for their rights. Just the ones who don't sell their soul. So wear your titles and your positions and go sit with your big fat cats. I want people to love me for me, not for what I got. When I think about Basil Leslie, Gary Davis and Erskine Bean, Earl Smith and Randy Kelly, and Christian Penn, she was a queen. So you can keep your titles and power. Go ahead and keep your family names. You see the great equalizer, he is mine. It's my fortune and fame. I never thought we'd turn out like this. I guess we forget. Not too long ago, we were all using outdoor toilets. I used to go to school and church with people I thought were friends. Now these same sons and daughters of slaves, you make appointment to see them. Break the circle, get past slavery, and tell this to your friends. What goes up must come down. I'll see you at the end. When I think about my brother Timmy, Uncle David and Auntie Lee, the Dummets, the Tinkers, even Miles Monroe, all them from South Street. Then you can keep your titles and power. Keep your family name. You see the great equalizer, the great one, is my fortune and fame. So you can keep your titles and power. Oh, keep your family name. Woo. You see the great equalizer, the great one, is my fortune and fame.
99.5 FM. Yes, it's all about the Bahamian Weekend Blast on a Saturday night, 22 minutes past 9 o'clock. And of course, if you don't know that song or the artist of the song, yes, I have him live right here in studio. Yes, Mr. Stephen Colebrook. And Mr. Colebrook, yeah, just enlighten our listeners on that song right there. And what year did you produce that song?
That song was produced or recorded in, I would say, about 2015. And I was just fed up. I swear, I was just fed up with the political atmosphere of the Bahamas that, you know, if you drive through a constituency today, you will see big pictures like thousands of dollars for one picture. And you say, who is that? Well, if that person doesn't have a family name, we don't recognize him. And that's wrong, I would say. So, Mr. Wisdom, you know, I know you personally for years, right? Why can't it be that I think you are a decent person and should represent me. But Mr. Wisdom, you are the producer. They only call you the producer, JWise.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. But the point is, you have a lot to contribute. And just because I don't know your name or your next door neighbor who was an excellent person, so I say forget the names and the prestige and the accolations. Only God is the great equalizer.
Yes.
And that's the whole purpose of the song.
And Miss Goldberg, in that song, when I heard you say the great equalizer, my mind been on God right away.
Absolutely.
The great equalizer. There's no other.
Thank you, sir. I haven't mentioned the great Miles Monroe in there. He was my friend. We walked down the street. We walked to school together. Trust me, like twins. Me and the guys, me and him were. And I'm not trying to get, I'm not trying to get brownie points for that. But he was my friend. And I noticed that the bomb was just going crazy over this guy. Do you know how many Miles Monroes we have walking around right here, right now? But only because he went on TBN or some big shot show. We know your neighbor could be this guy who they're dying around us every day. And only God, the equalizer, can show you who this person is, in this election period, who you should support. I don't want to get political, but that's me.
Yes, and of course, too, Ms. Goldberg, you also played with the T Connection.
The great T Connection.
Great T Connection.
Yes, indeed.
How long did you actually play with them, and how was overall experience, and how was T Connection received back in that time?
Well, my history with T Connection is very, number one, I was a fan of T Connection. Okay, I'm a musician out there trying to be T Coakley, who was like, he could be he's my older brother. I think T is about 10 years older than me. And I wanted to play with serious musicians. And T Coakley himself, he created this band I wanted to be a part of. And I was fortunate enough to join them. And trust me, that was one of my greatest accomplishments. I promise you that. And when I went with them, it was not the fun and the glamour that everyone might perceive. Like, oh, you go in touring. Oh my God, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of sacrifice. You know what I mean? And thank God, because that's what it is all about. And I joined that group. And I think I joined the group back in believe it or not, 1980.
Okay.
You know when 1980 is?
Yes.
That's past 90. That's past 10. That's past 20. 30 years I've been with these guys. Mm-hmm. Okay. But issues would come that, and I don't want to get into it. I had issues with the group, and they had issues with me. And it's not that we say, Steve, you're not in the group anymore, or T Connection, I'm not with you. They just call somebody else. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll go sit, because the guy who they call, I don't even remember that guy's name, but it's a beautiful thing. They still to this day continue. And I was just happy to be a part of them to this very day.
Yes.
But I had a phone call. So,
because I'm actually too, Ms. Goldberg, I got a call about 2 Saturday evenings back. Somebody requested some T Connection. So let's say, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to talk live right here with Mr. Stephen Colbrook, you can call in 320-272. You might remember back in the day, but when you used to actually listen to Mr. Steve Colbrook with T Connection.
And not only that, you could ask them to ask me questions that
you could ask them. Yes, you could.
I don't want to volunteer the information. Mm-hmm. I'm keeping it cool, but there's some things I would like to say about T Connection. I love the group, but you got 2 members who just dropped dead on us, Buddy Van Berg and Monty Brown. Mm-hmm. So anybody who is interested in how their demise came about, only God can determine that. But once again, it's about the great equalizer, not the name and the fortune and the fame.
Yes. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's 29 past. Now we're going to take our first break. And of course, Ms. Colbrook, when you come back, we're going to talk about that story and actually educate the Bahamian people. They might know, but if they don't know, they're in for a treat.
Cello line here. You talking about?
Yes,
What's that? Yes, man.
A lot of history behind that song that people don't know. But
Yeah.
we're gonna take this break, and out of the break, definitely when we come back with Score, we're gonna definitely speak about that.
Yeah.
Tell listeners because when you told me that story for the first time, I was like blown away. I was blown away.
Nobody believes it.
But we'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it's all about the Global Network 995 JWise. And of course, I got a special guest, Mr. Stephen Kubrick, in the studio. Of course, when you come back, like you say, man, we got a great story to tell you guys right now. It's 30 minutes past 9. Yes, right in the Global Network. It's all about the Bahamian Classic Hour. Steph, don't you dare touch that dial.
Do you video games for sale? What are lawn and garden tools? Silver or gold? At Canada's, they'll give you top dollar for them right now. Absolutely nobody puts money in your pockets quicker. JWise, telephone 322-2456. Get money in your pockets now.
Stay current, stay compliant with NIB. For a limited time only, registered employers and self-employed persons can receive up to 75% off accumulated interest on their contribution arrears through NIB's Interest Arrears Waiver Program. Available now until March 31st, 2026. If your business is behind, visit your nearest NIB office or contact your inspector today. NIB, supporting businesses, securing the fund. Act now, comply today, grow tomorrow.
Bahamas Liquidation and Auction Center has launched an online auction website. Now you can browse, cast your bid, and win amazing items like some of these winners.
I just won this blender for $55 on BahamasLiquidation.com.
I want this suitcase set for $100 at BahamasLiquidation.com.
And now it's your turn. Simply grab your laptop or smart device and log on to BahamasLiquidation.com. Once you reach the main webpage, click on the My Account option where you can go to register. After filling in the necessary information, hit register and you're good to go. Happy bidding. Please have your credit card on hand, as the winning bidder is responsible to pay for the items within 30 minutes of the auction closing. The winner must collect the items in store within 24 hours after the auction is closed. Please note that a 3.5% service charge will be added to your winning bid amount at checkout.
I won this HP laptop for $120 at BahamasLiquidation.com.
I won this magic bullet for only $35 at BahamasLiquidation.com.
Bahamas Liquidation and Auction Center,
where you say hello to goodbye.
Stay current, stay compliant with NIB. For a limited time only, registered employers and self-employed persons can receive up to 75% off accumulated interest on their contribution arrears through NIB's Interest Arrears Waiver Program. Available now until March 31st, 2026. If your business is behind, visit your nearest office or contact your inspector today. NIB, supporting businesses, securing the fund. Act now, comply today, grow tomorrow.
One of the Bahamas' most trusted talk show hosts. It's the airwaves every weekday on 99.5 Global FM. Join your host, the Professor, or express yourself. It's your chance to join the discussion of today's issues, their effect, and possible solutions. Let your voice be heard. Speak your mind and express yourself every weekday from 2 to 4, only on 99.5 Global FM.
Whether it's a special anniversary or your next big getaway, we are the best choice. We carry the quality you deserve when you're looking for handbags, shoes, belts, small leather goods, backpacks, or luggage. Experience quality you can feel with Land, Rioni, Kipling, Guess, Travelite, the Mall of Marathon, and downtown on Charlotte Street, and the Luggage Store on East Avenue in Centerville. Shop with us today. You will not regret it.
Don't take chances with your car. With AC Delco parts, you don't have to. Nassau Motor Company on Shirley Street has a full line of precision parts for almost any vehicle, from batteries and spark plugs to filters, shocks, brake pads, and air conditioning parts. Nassau Motor Company is the exclusive distributor for AC Delco parts in the Bahamas. For the best sales and service, start with Nassau Motor Company. For precision parts, stick with AC Delco and help your car last longer.
It's the weekend. 99.5 FM and the 242.
Bahamian Weekend Blast. Steve Rutherford from the Turquoise Transit, hanging out with my boy JWise, Global 99.5 FM.
Andrew would call around him, tell him, nice little wife, we gotta work with it. But he goes to the bar, catch a few with the boys. Play dominoes, drink the liquor and make noise. Now Andrew say, man, you gotta be the king of your house. So make up your mind if you're gonna be man or man. The bartender shot across the room. If Andrew there, Andrew's any boy to tell him I hear. And she said, tell all I hear, he better come on now. These little children he got, they crying for their pop. Cause he wouldn't like it if I had to come to that bar. So tell all I hear, he better come now. Listen, y'all better tell Andrew to get to the school now. Because he wouldn't like me to come down there to that bar. Not tonight. You hear me? Now Andrew tell the man, let me make this play. The next time my wife calls this bar, tell her I eat. He said when man having fun, woman gotta leave him alone. Well, his wife called him back. She heard his voice over the phone. And she said, tell all I hear, he better come on now. Boy, this man better come on now, you know. Oh, these little children he got, they crying for their you ain't hear all this noise that they crying for their pop. He wouldn't like it if I had to come to that bar. Boy, let me tell you something. He had big trouble if I got to go down the road. Tell all I hear, he better come now. And he know how we Bahamian woman go. He better come on now. Andrew tell the bartender man, hang up that phone. I don't deal with that when I get home. After they rack up the pool table man, the phone ring again. All Andrew boys start laughing at him. Now Andrew had to make one more stand for the boy. He said, I came home before I made noise. But Andrew didn't know it, his wife was still on the phone. She said, tell her I hear, he better come home. And she said, tell all I hear, he better come on now. Oh, these little children he got, they crying for their pop. They crying for their pop. He wouldn't like it if I had to come to that bar. No, tell all I hear.
Sounds of Veronica Bishop, tell all I in here. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, before that song, man, yes, the Bahamas National Youth Choir rendered that song. And of course, I still have Mr. Stephen Colbrook in the studio right here on the Global Network. Right now, it's all about Bahamian classics every Saturday, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. right here on the Global Network. Mr. Colbrook, when they played the song from the Bahamas National Youth Choir, I saw you. It seemed like you were getting a little teary-eyed there and just reminiscing.
I got emotional.
I saw it. I saw it.
Listen, every gesture based on the directions of course, the producers who produced the show, and the lyric, and right down to the Congo drummer, the young men in the band. I don't know old age; they could be old guys. I don't know, but everybody who poured themselves into that touched me deeply because I remember when I was writing the song. Now, one thing I got to say about this song, and I want to get this straight once and for all.
Yes.
Tell Old I Ain't Here is an old country song from the States I used to listen to. I fell in love with the song in 1970, early 70s. Now, why I claim writership of this song is because if you hear the song, Tell Old I Ain't Here, you will only hear the chorus. The story about Andrew and his wife and the pool table and all that stuff is a story I wrote as if now, if the person who wrote the storyline for, I forget the name of the song I would like to quote for you, but if you read your church hymnals, you will see that the music was written by this one and the lyrics was written by this one. So everybody shares in the production of the song. And we got to really respect that because the song "Tell Old I Ain't Here" was about a country song in America. This one is a country song in the Bahamas. But how the kids, like you mentioned earlier, the national choir, the youth national choir, the young ladies, my God, they were so. And I was saying to myself, I was sitting here watching it. My God, how touched am I that when I wrote this song, I didn't even put that much emphasis in this song. And here these kids pulling it out of me as I watched it. And then, trust me, I am so proud of them. Now,
what year was that actually? I looked it up. That took place at the Dundas.
Yes. It was recently. It wasn't. It couldn't have been because I only discovered this like in the last 2-3 years. So I don't know when they did this production because the song "Tell Old I Ain't Here," I put the penmanship of lyrics to this in 2004.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And as time is rewind now, we got to tell the story. So, Mr. Goldberg, let's let the listeners know a story of. Well, before I get to that, I know normally this same song here, "Tell Old I Ain't Here."
Yes,
it's a great party dancing song because I know I've done a lot of parties and I find when it's hard to actually get people on the dance floor. When they play that song, Mr. Goldberg, I mean the dance floor is full.
I am so proud of it.
That's a good song to get people on the dance floor.
On a personal note, let me tell you something. I would be in a room. As a matter of fact, the first time I heard this song in public, I was at a party with my cousin, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden this song comes on, and everybody went crazy.
You went crazy. Yeah.
Then all of a sudden I heard myself singing every other night, and I said, "That's me." I say, how did he get my song? I sent the song to ZNS, and everybody fell in love with the song. They had what you call a rush call. They used to call it back in. We had a rush on it, and so they had to make copies of it. Then they make copies of it, and they send it to Bucks Records in Freeport, and they said people bought that. They bought that out. In a couple of minutes, it was sent.
Sold out.
Yes. And so I'm sitting there. I didn't know I released a song, but it was flattering to me how people, just love the song. And to this day, right up until a couple, I would say years now. Things going so quickly. In 24, I went to see Veronica Bishop at the Fish Fry. And my God, the biggest request, not only from her, for the whole evening was "Tell Old I Ain't Here." And I said, man, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, and I think you and I had this conversation. Yes. How did this all come about?
So, and actually, before you tell the story, because I don't keep listeners waiting anymore. Every time you see me do the Bahamian Weekend Blast, one of our VIP listeners always asks me, "Hey, JWise, you gotta play Veronica Bishop, Tell Old I Ain't Here." So I mean, this song is just blown up.
Yeah.
But without further ado, Mr. Colbert, just let us know the story behind the song.
Well, I'm not going to try to keep. I'll try not to keep it that long. But I had a like a Motown, Motown or the Philadelphia Sound studio in Freeport. It started from Tegan Action had a studio. Lester Adley had a studio. Everybody had studios in Freeport, and I opened mine. And I noticed that a lot of people were running from high costs of recording, and I tried to make it reasonable for everybody. And one day, Veronica Bishop came to me, and she said to me, Steve, this is all good, but I need a song. And how do you get songs? How do you get hits? You need a hit, actually. Now, I didn't know Veronica Bishop was a long time performer. She worked at the Peanut Taylor drum beat as a female vocalist, and she is great, and she was great. But I didn't know this all the time at this time. And here it is, Priscilla Rollins came in with her at the same time. I'm working with Priscilla Rollins, her swing and the citation, Phil Stubbs, who else? A lot of big names came to my studio. And she was the only one without a song. Now, here I am. I have the studio. So
Mr. Colbert, I just want to interject real quick. So, ladies and gentlemen, because somebody tried to call earlier. So, once again, the numbers are 326-0272, 326-0272 if you want to actually join the conversation and talk to Mr. Stephen Colbert live on air. Go ahead, Mr. Colbert.
And so she wanted a song. And I had, like I told you, I went to this party and I heard I had a hit with this song. I didn't even know the song was a hit. And I told Veronica Bishop, well, you could take my song. God bless you. You know what I mean? Go with this song. I didn't know that I was giving out the best song or my biggest hit. And when I went into my circles of acquaintances, they said, why did you give this? The saying is this. Why did you give this woman your best song? I didn't know it would be my best song, but I figured God would bless me with another song. So I just try to help. It's better to give than receive. And since then, the whole music genre of Bahamian music switched so much that if I write a song, and the songs I was playing for you or that you have right now, nobody responds to them because all Bahamians right now want to listen to, I'm sorry to say it, you go on Fish Fry, only Jamaican music. And it's going to get down to move up. I'm sorry. I don't want to insult any culture. It's going to move up to Haitian music because Bahamians will deny their culture in a second. You know what I mean? So that's why I give that song to Miss Bishop. I said, Mom, go with my blessings. And trust me, I was not appreciated for doing so. And even though I did that, and the congratulations or the appreciation from Miss Bishop, I would leave as questionable. I sound like a lawyer now. I'm not even. But anyway, that song was interesting. But I tell you the story right now. There's a DJ on, the other station. I can't call their name, but her name is.
Yes, Mr. Colbert. I have a caller who wants to actually talk to you live on there. So let's take this call.
Please do.
Global FM. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Colbert, Stephen Colbert.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. All of the intellectual properties that you have made and all other Bahamian artists that shall be returned and compensated. This is why I stay on the airwaves, that everything will be returned to you in full, that you will have to enjoy a good quality of life. And this is Berenice Johnson, the original. I'm still with the Royal Bahamas Police Force. And from the bend or break speech, that's what this was all about, because Grand Bahama came alive when you said you went over there and you got that good treatment because of the late Sir Lyndon Pinley. Okay? So God bless you. And the Progressive Liberal Party will be the one, because the FNM refused to call the Prime Minister Ingram, and all prime ministers must come together, because the expatriates who are brought in other nationalities, and they did not allow our prime minister know what was going on. The lawyers were dealing with it.
So let me ask you a
So you
question. Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
So it's the Progressive Liberal Party that will save us.
Repeat.
Well, one question, yes or no?
I just repeat the question. I didn't
Is
hear you
it?
good.
Sorry. Is it the Progressive Liberal Party, the PLP,
Yes,
that will save us, not the FNM?
not the FNM or any other fragment or fringe party.
Okay,
Because
hold it right there. Not
Yes, sir.
any other party. I don't want to get too
God is the one who will save us. because
exactly. And God is telling us to go with the PLP.
Well, it's up to you, because
No, wait a minute now. You said, I don't want to turn it into a political thing, but you're saying that the Progressive Liberal Party will restore everything I missed out on.
the sovereignty. Everybody is saying that the Bahamas doesn't seem to be independent, right? And that other foreigners are benefiting over the Bahamians, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, I can assure you in the
Hey, Bernice,
name of
not to cut you,
Jesus
Bernice. So I need to actually wrap up Mr. Colbert real quick, so we don't get too deep into political stuff.
I can assure you, because we have done the proactive work faithfully, fearlessly.
Thank you, ma'am.
In Jesus of Nazareth,
Let me
and
thank
you
you.
will get all what is due to you, sir,
Let me
in your
thank you.
senior years.
Let me
God
thank-
bless one and all musicians, amen.
Thank you, Miss
Thanks,
Johnson.
thanks, Bernice.
I love you.
Yes,
God bless you.
yeah. Because actually, Ms. Colbert, you don't get too
no,
you don't get too political.
No, we're
Like
not-
say,
we're
like
not-
say, hey, about you and Jesse to talk about music. So like you say, I appreciate Bernice calling you, but like you say,
Thank you.
Appreciate. We talk about music. We don't get too.
Yes,
It's not the right platforms. But in any event, as we wrap up, it's 56 minutes past 9. Any last words you want to say before we get up on out there? Before I let
Before I
you
get
go?
out of here, well, I think I told a story about the cello lying here. It's no big deal.
Mhm.
But one thing I'd like to mention before I leave, before I regret this, is that Mr. JWise, you are a great interviewer.
Thank you very much.
And I've been on a lot of interviews where people won't allow you to speak your opinions. To be honest with you, that's why I stopped doing them.
Mhm.
I just don't call it anymore, because and I'm not talking about any particular station, but a lot of them, you try to express yourself. You know what I mean? And you have your personal views, but for some reason, you go against people, and I'm not talking about political. I'm talking about musical.
Music. Yeah,
I'm
music.
talking about music and,
Yeah.
and musical
Because
artists.
Mr. Colbert, I understand. Bernice wants to actually make sure you get your due diligence. But like you say, we got to keep it music.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
keep it music. Yeah.
absolutely. Well, in regards to what she said, okay, about the due diligence, right? She got to remember, I am 71 years old, and I know of musicians up to 8. T Coakley,
Mhm.
he's 80 years old. You know what I'm trying to say? So when are we gonna get our little, this and that from all the contributions we have made?
Yes.
And, I'm sure, like everybody else, I am struggling with life's financial issues. But the topic always goes to, why isn't it happening as we speak? But how do I say? It's not happening because of this and that, then that's when you get into politics. But if I want to leave on a good note on a musical show,
Yes.
all right, I would say that, like I told you earlier, I try to comment on other artists and what they're doing. We are straying away from what is Bahamian.
Mm-hmm.
We have a beat, as we discussed, like from 9 o'clock, we said about the Junkano, the Reagan scrape, and the calypso and all that stuff, right? Nobody can come up with a title for it. But one thing is common. The suffering of the people is penned in the lyrics. Okay? That's why I express Tello Laing here to show people what, men are going through. When man having fun, woman should leave him alone. That's the only time he has fun. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's very important. But that's a Bahamian culture.
Yeah.
So that kind of direction that we have in the Bahamian music is being distorted by shake your bongi, shake your whatever, and they're missing out on what should be said to the people. And when I say it's not my decision to what should be said, but what direction our art should be going into.
Because actually, too, there's a song, and every time I play the song on their show, I get a few calls in from especially female listeners. Sherrod Taylor has a new song called "Bahamian Man Don't Cheat." Every time I play something, a call, okay, man, I get calls from a female. He'd be like, "JWise, why you playing this song?"
That's sarcasm.
I say, "I'm on the vessel." You talk to the man himself.
That's sarcasm. He knows that's not true. Come on, that's not true. But I don't want to say we are cheaters, basically. But basically, biblical principle says that a man should have at least 2 wives. Now, this is a woman speak. I don't want to be disrespectful, but there's an innate something in us that, for some reason, a dude will never be satisfied with one woman, though he has the best looking woman in the world. For some reason, he needs this, right? As the woman, come on now, you got to work with me on this one. As the woman herself, she could have the best guy in the world. She'll treat him like crap, and a guy who is treating her like crap.
But Ms. Cole, when I say I'm doing it, because I find the Bahamian male artists and the female Bahamian artists, they actually write these songs based on relationships.
Well, the Bahamian male artist, I can speak for him because I am one, right? He is catering to the female. No matter what he just want to make her smile, and so she could support his music. And the female artist, she want to make the women happy. So if she's making the woman happy, he is making the woman. Who's making the men happy?
That's a good
Tello Laing here, you better come. No, he's having man having fun. That's the reason why I wrote that song.
But definitely, as we wrap up, I got to because we got coming off of this interview here with Scope, we got so much more things we need to talk about. So I gotta reschedule and bring you back.
Thank
so have
you.
to talk about something.
I would love to come back.
But as you wrap with Scope Broker, how could people get in contact with you? Are you still performing or?
Oh yes, I'm still performing.
How can people get in contact with you as you wrap up quickly?
I'm basically into commercials right now.
Okay.
I'm doing commercials for various businesses, and I give them a call and ask if you want a business, and I will send them an example of what I could do for your business. And okay, I give it up. I mean, my number is 551-7204. Now, people tell me that that's a foreign number, but I got that in Abaco. 551-7204. Now, locally, my other number is 698-8335. Now, that's business. I know I owe you some money for saying that. I owe you money for saying 698-8335. But I'll give you the best commercial. As a matter of fact, you can even contact this radio station and you fall upon it, because I would love to work through your station too. Whatever, because I would love the people that, the people that caters to me. I would love to bring the business through you, because this is a great station.
Of course.
All right.
Great station.
JWise this night.
99.5.
We got to do this again, man.
Yes, I gotta bring you back in. Like I say, time is actually expired, but definitely we got to reschedule. We got to reschedule. It was a great show. I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Thank you so.
So next time you'll reschedule. Of course, I'll bring you back on.
And I'll take out a hat next week.
Yeah. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Stephen Colbert. Of course, you'll be listening to Bahamian Classics right here on the Global Network, 9 to 10. But of course, I'll be coming until about midnight tonight. So of course, stay tuned in. And of course, you can call in 326-0272, 326-0272, 813-0271, 813-0271. Gonna take a break. On the break, it's all about the music. Don't you dare touch that dial.
Why are you being so difficult? On March 24th, Legacy Training and Consulting